Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good? Finally got the grinding done for this unit. It took a little while, but I really wanted to test this guy out, and still to this day, probably one of my favorite cards in the game, to be honest with you. Definitely within a top 5. I mean, I just love the overall skill sets built in, but also the card art and character himself. You know, overall a solid package to say the least. So, for those unaware, this is the 100% potential showcase for the Agility Turles unit. Now, again, this is based on the max level link skills, and let me just go ahead and cover it. So the difference basically, by going to max level 10, the Destroyer of the Universe link is attack increase of 25%, defense increase of 15%. And then for the Saiyan Warrior race, that is attack increase of 10%. Prepare for Battle is Ki +2, attack and defense increase of 5%. Thirst for Conquest is attack and defense increase of 15%. Brutal Beatdown is attack increase of 15%. Big Bad Bosses, of course, is attack and defense increase of 25%. And then Fierce Battle is attack increase of 20%. And pretty much all across the board, the links are shared with the Grade 8 version of Turles. And honestly, you know, I had to include them on here because of the showcase, but I really can't remember the last time I ran the pair together. You know, back in the day, this combo was actually pretty deadly, but a lot has changed with the new units introduced and the new category setups and whatnot. So again, it's kind of a different scenario than it was before. I did include the Powder Gas and Broly unit because, as you saw, pretty much can max out the active link skills. Along with that, the Powder Gas and Broly unit do provide that 40% support to either Pure Saiyans or Joined Forces category units. So again, very good link setup, and it makes up for the missing links with the Grade 8 version of Turles. I think the only one missing is basically Brutal Beatdown. Outside of that, I think most of these are in fact shared. It looks like there might be one other one, Big Bad Bosses, I guess. No, Grade 8 Turles does have that, so it's really mostly shared. It's just, you know, maybe one difference in terms of like the link set. So of course, with that being said, I definitely did want to include that unit paired up with the Dokkan Fest version of Turles. And again, I really do love this unit. Great support. I mean, let's just break down the skill sets for this unit. I mean, still very, very solid. I run this guy a lot. Again, for those watching the past couple of videos, you know how big of a fan I am with the Conquest of Terror and Transformation Boost setups. Of course, this guy fits the bill for that one. Super attack is immense damage along with the medium chance to stun the enemy, and then passive skills pretty phenomenal. All allies get Ki +3 and attack increase of 40%. Super type enemies attack minus 15%. And then obviously you can transform based on conditions of 25% chance when HP is 80% or below. Now, in terms of like the categories, I mean, decent enough. It's not like the most versatile set, but you do have low class warriors, movie bosses, pure Saiyans, terrifying conquerors, or what I like to call Conquest of Terror, and then the final trump card, I guess, which is the last resort, which most people have coined whenever it got released in JP. Now, you kind of saw the setup. I did go with a level 14 for additional attack and level 12 for crits. You know, obvious reason is because of the medium chance to stun the enemy with the super attack. And once Turles does get the boost or transformation, things change quite a bit. Attack and defense will increase to 130% with the passive skill, recovers 15% HP, and then super type enemies defense minus 80% at the start of the turn. Along with that, the super attack will change from a medium chance to high chance to stun the enemy. So, you know, given, you know, the super battle road setting, stuff like that, this is a very, very good unit for that setting. And I believe probably most likely, you know, with the link skill levels, this guy should be able to produce some decent enough defense to where it's not as much of a liability as it once was in the past. So again, personal favorite of mine, definitely easily in the top 5 of all units. That's including LRs as well. So, you know, again, this is, you know, just, I don't know, my personal preference of the types of units and teams and categories I like to run, and this guy is he's got a broad range. He can fall into several categories that are very good, and does help out quite a bit, quite well, I guess. I can't even talk straight. It's close to 5 p.m. and pretty much exhausted at this point, so I can't really talk that great, I guess, so to speak, at this hour. But anyways, I did include several units, and I didn't really talk about this, but the first half of the video is on the Pure Saiyans category setup. And then the second half will be the Conquest of Terra. I kind of wanted to show two different variations, and also the fact that I did want to include the Powdergas and Broly unit on the team setup because of how good they link up with Turles, along with, you know, providing extra support. So this is, again, the typical stuff that you tend to see when it comes to, I guess, my channel, because I have a very serious bias on this team, and of course including units like Cooler and Kid Buu, the Meta Cooler. I'm trying to think who else is providing some good support, but you know, all across the board there's phenomenal support. Very good offensive output, very good defensive abilities, and you know, for example, Janemba's a massive tank, but can also hit for up to 4.9 million now with the link skill levels, and it definitely has quite changed the landscape a little bit of how units perform now. So we got the double rotation with the Strength Cooler and Kid Buu. Of course, you know, the boosted version of Turles is much stronger because of the passive, and you're looking at 2.7 million attack stats. Honestly, it could probably be higher because of, you know, I don't know, like the certain, there could definitely be some better rotations, you know, given the fact. So it is a pretty solid rotation, nevertheless. I do like that setup. Alright, so this is where pretty much you have like all of the link skills active, and yeah, I mean, still boosted at this point, so the you know, attack stat outputs should be pretty good, and you know, again, also has type advantage, so very nice setup here. 2.8 million, that's actually really good, considering, you know, he could have gotten to that level in the past too, but yeah, I mean, with this setup, it's hard to complain, really. I think with the equipment toward, you know, attack increases, I could have probably gotten to 3 million plus with that unit. Alright, so type disadvantage, but a good way to observe and see how the unit does in that kind of setting, so certainly not a bad way to test it out. Pretty much wasted a Dokkan mode attack here, but you know, it's his showcase, and might as well do it regardless of being a type disadvantage situation. I don't know, like maybe I feel like Turles is definitely one of the, not as common, but I feel like he is probably a favorite amongst a lot of players. I just feel like, you know, the added support and overall skill sets that this unit brings, I would imagine a lot of people are fan. You know, a lot of people do like this unit, and very versatile in terms of, you know, productivity and efficiency on a team. I mean, again, I run this guy a lot. There's rarely cases where there's a category he falls on that I don't include him on. That's just how much I actually do like the unit. So yeah, I mean, it's, you know, with the upgrade with the link skill levels, now you're looking at, you know, potentially 2 million plus with attack stats in a non-transformed boosted state. So that really just, yeah, that really tells you all you need to know, right? How much of a difference it makes. So I'm glad for it. Again, I keep repeating the same shit over and over, but you know, I'm certainly a big fan of what they did. Global players, I think you guys have a lot to look forward to. Honestly, you guys get some prep time, right? Mentally prepare yourself for the rigorous grinding that comes with it, because at the end of the day, the only way to level these guys up is through going through events or quests or whatever continuously, and that's really the only way to do it. So, you know, there are tips and tricks as to the best ways to go about it, but, you know, it does take time regardless. So I think we got one more rotation coming up. 2.3 is probably one of the highest I've seen so far, so, you know, certainly very good output. Kid Buu is also pretty amazing as well with the max level links. If you missed out on the showcase, I do have that available at 100% potential, so definitely make sure to check that out as well. So we'll go ahead and finish off against Hit. I'm kind of forced locked in slots right here, so he'll be attacking at the very end. But again, this is the 100% potential showcase with the max level Link skills with the Dokkan Fest Turles. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys later.